Well, it's that time again. Let's walk in faith, talk about anime, and grow together. Welcome to Rev's Otaku Talk.
Hey Otaku family, welcome back to Rev's Otaku Talk, the podcast where fandom and faith collide. Raver Mom is taking over for this episode, and my co-hosts are Rev.
What's crackin', fam?
K2.
Howdy.
And Techs-Mechs.
Hey, y'all.
And this is Season 3, The Character of Characters. In this season, we'll be taking a deep dive into the hearts, minds, and moral journeys of some of the most unforgettable characters in anime. This season, we're going beyond the battles, beyond the art, and beyond the hype. We're breaking down what truly makes a character compelling. Their choices, their struggles, their growth, and what their stories can teach us about purpose, identity, and perseverance. From heroes to villains, side characters to legends, and we'll explore how character shapes their story and how it can shape ours. So power up, press play, and get ready, because Raver Mom and her crew are just getting started. So today's episode, we're going to take a look at the character of Inosuke Hashibira from Demon Slayer. Inosuke Hashibira is one of the most eccentric and visually striking members of the Demon Slayer Corps, characterized by his wild, unrefined combat style and his signature hollowed-out boar's head mask. Raised by wild boars in the mountains, Inosuke grew up with little to no human contact, resulting in a personality that is fiercely competitive, aggressive, and initially lacking in basic social graces. He views the world through the lens of a predator, constantly seeking out strong opponents to challenge in order to prove his own dominance. Despite his rough exterior and his tendency to pick fights with allies and enemies alike, Inosuke possesses a surprising, delicate, and feminine face beneath his mask, a contrast he often hides to maintain his rugged warrior persona. As he travels with Tanjiro and Zenitsu, Inosuke undergoes significant character growth, slowly learning the value of teamwork, friendship, and human kindness, concepts that initially baffled and frustrated him. While he still maintains his loud, boastful attitude, he becomes deeply loyal to his companions, often expressing his affection through competitive encouragement or by pushing himself to the brink of exhaustion to protect them. His journey is a transition from a solitary beast of the mountains to a vital protective member of a found family, proving that even the wildest spirits can find a sense of belonging. So what do you guys think of Inosuke?
I think it's a blast.
Right off the bat.
He's my favorite character out of the cast.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I think he is really popular, but I know he's like people's favorite though.
He's top 3 for me. My favorite's Rengoku.
Tasty!
Mine too.
Yeah.
So, I initially didn't want to ever watch Demon Slayer because when I first heard about it, I thought it was a very gruesome show. And it was pressed upon me by K2 and Rev to watch it. And because we were going to be doing it on the podcast. And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll watch it. Watch a couple episodes, no big deal. Mm-hmm. And I honestly fell in love with Inosuke. Wow. I didn't think I was going to.
All right, Gunpachiro Kamapoko. I'm going to bring you down.
Even Zenitsu, I think I remember at one point I told him, I was like, is this dude ever going to shut up with Zenitsu? But I fell in love with Inosuke, just his wild character, the way he showed his love and affection, so to speak.
Wake up! Come on and wake up, Gunpachiro! Open your eyes already! How long are you gonna sleep?
And honestly, his character growth was amazing to me. So much so that I told him, I was like, I want to meet the voice actor. Mm-hmm. And then Bryce, is it Pappenbrook? I think that's so wrong.
Yeah.
But came to Ocala to one of the conventions, and he was like, we're totally going. So we bought tickets, and it was my first time ever standing in line for somebody. I'd never stood in line before to meet somebody, and I was so nervous. It took 6 hours. I finally got to meet him, and it was the most awesomest thing in the world.
So cool.
Like, it was the coolest ever. So, which made me, whenever I got to talking to him, and I follow him on Facebook, he will put little bits of himself, his family, into the character, which I think to me makes it even more personable. And he was telling some, as you're in line waiting to have signatures or whatever, he's talking to everybody, and he literally would take the time to talk to every single person about whatever they brought, even if it was the 5th time he had seen that Funko Pop, you know. And even the little kids, he would talk to them, and he would get down on their level. Like, it was the coolest, cutest. I mean, it was professional, but very personable. But it made me fall in love with Inosuke. So
Yeah, no, I made the bold decision to look at her and say, you know what? I was like, you like him so much. I promise you that if I find a convention that he's going to be at, I will get you to the convention to meet him. 2 days later.
it was announced.
2 days later, I see the announcement and I send it to her. I was like, well, I guess I'm taking you to meet him.
And if I'm not mistaken, this was the first time he had been in Florida, or it had been a really long time since he had been in Florida. So, but yeah, it was hilarious. It was literally within a couple of days.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then while she's in line, I'm getting text messages from her. I don't want to be in this line. I'm gonna get out. I don't. This is ridiculous. I don't want to be here. I'm like, no. This is the reason why we're here. Yeah. You're going to stand in that line, and you're going to meet this dude. Yeah.
It was the most uncomfortable. I mean, I have 23 third graders around me all the time, and on, up in my space, in my face, wanting hugs, asking questions, all the things. And that was more uncomfortable than being in that, being in the crowd of my 23 third graders.
I can't tell you how many times that I saw the list of guests, and these are big time celebrities, like childhood heroes of mine. And I go to the convention, and I end up just not even getting in line because it's kind of like, what do I even say? Like,
I know. Like, see, like that.
What is there between us?
That was me, because I had never done it before. The very first time I ever got in a line like that, it was with the guy that did, oh my gosh, the guy on Sailor Moon.
Oh, the one who did Tuxedo Mask?
The Tuxedo Mask voice actor.
Yeah.
And I backed out. I legit chickened out. And it was the first time we went to the convention in Ocala. And I chickened out. I was like, you go do it. Like, I wouldn't even get in line. And there wasn't even a line. It was literally like you walk up and say, hey, how you doing?
See,
it's kind of worse.
For me, it was the second time meeting him, because I took her Sailor Moon VHS to MetroCon. And I met him there and had him sign her VHS. And then I also met Usagi. So I both Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask sign it for her. But she wanted to meet the guy at the Ocala Comic Con. Yeah. And she wouldn't even do it.
Yeah. I totally get that.
I encourage everybody, you guys, whoever's listening, get in line.
Yeah.
You never know. Because the first convention I ever went to, it was like 5 or 6 of the Dragon Ball Z cast. Yeah. And that's where I started having my DVD signed. And we got down to Kira Edwards and Brad, whatever his last name is. They were dating at the time, so they had a joint table. And I'm sitting there telling them about the DVD and talking to them about plans that me and Raver Mom had for a house that we were at. And me and my brother, like, they held the line up. They told their assistants to get a couple of chairs, and they're like, get behind the table and hang out with us. Wow. And me and my brother hung out with both of those actors for like 3 hours.
That's cool.
And it was the coolest experience.
That's crazy.
And I felt kind of bad because they were passively signing everybody else's stuff, giving them no attention. But I'm like, you know what? I made it to this spot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was really cool. And then Scott McNeil, me and my brother saw him for like 11 years straight at the Metro convention, and he got to know us on a face-to-face basis. I mean, we showed up late one year, and he's running through the convention center. He finds us, and he's like, "Where the heck were you during my intro?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Dude, we were late. I'm sorry." He's like, "Man, that's the best part." And he's like, "I got to get to an autograph session. I'll talk to you guys later." Me and my brother are standing there like, have we been hanging out with him too much over the years or what?
That's really cool.
So, I mean, that was cool. And then Gates McFadden, the last time she bought me tickets to the Tampa Comic-Con, I got to hang out with her for like 20 minutes just goofing off. I mean, don't be afraid to get into a line.
Yeah.
I mean, is whether you're the last person in line and you get the extra time, or you say something and the actor's like, "Oh, that's really cool. You know, I want to talk more. You know, I want to hang out more." It can happen. Yeah. You know, and you actually get a larger experience from it. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid to step in line. And if there's an empty line and the actor's just sitting there, go up there. Even if you don't get an autograph, the sheer fact that they get to talk to somebody, it's a cool experience on both sides.
Yeah, that we were looking. We at the same time that Bryce was there, the lady that does the voice acting for Chopper was there as well. And every time we went to go get in the line, Princess Pika would get nervous, and she'd want to back out. I was like, okay, no big deal, whatever. You know, we're not going to push you. And finally, the line was down. Well, when we went over, they're like, "Oh, well, she just went to take a break, and she's walking the convention floor." And the security guy was like, "That's her right there," and she is like halfway on the other side, like she's in the middle or whatever. And we bolted trying to go find her. And we walked up on her, and she literally just started talking in the Chopper voice to Princess Pika. And you could see her face, like Princess Pika's face, go from like, "I'm nervous" to, "Oh my God," you know, like fangirled immensely. It was the cutest thing in the world. And I know it made her day, like, and she will never forget that. But it was kind of cool. Like, the lady loved it, how we came, and she was like, "If you want, we can walk back and, you know, do our signature." And I was like, "No, she just literally wanted to meet you. That's it. She just wanted to meet you." And you could see that the voice actress was like very appreciative of that.
That's really cool.
That was
They're
neat.
people too.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, because they do that for the fun, for the fans and everything, and they love seeing, especially little kids.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell they love that. So.
Yeah, my grandmother, she used to deal to celebrities when she worked in the casinos in Nevada, and whenever the first convention that Raver Mom, you know, bought me tickets for, my grandmother's like, "Now you got to listen to me. I'm going to give you tips on how to approach celebrities." And I'm like, "Okay." And long list of stuff that you do whenever you're around a celebrity. And I tell you what, man, that list is foolproof.
Wow.
That's how I got to hang out with so many people.
Yeah, the other two times I met people that I liked, not really liked, but, well, one I liked, it was, was it Dante Bosco?
Yeah, Rufio.
He played Rufio. That was awesome. I got a picture with him. And then the other one was just in passing. I didn't get anything signed because I didn't really know him. It was the gentleman that did the Assassin's Creed.
Oh, Nolan North.
Oh, so I was impressed because he was one of the dads on the show Pretty Little Liars. So
that's how you know him?
Yeah. Listen, I walk up.
Huge voice actor.
I know, right? Well, I walk up and, you know, he's signing Assassin's Creed and like all this other stuff. And I was like, "Hey, so I know you from Pretty Little Liars." And it threw him. He was like, "Huh? Oh, yeah."
I did do that.
Yeah. And so, but it was the funniest thing because he is like, it was like a totally like completely different genre kind of
Yeah, he probably had to switch genres there, like way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know, Uncharted video games. You know, he's a great actor.
Yeah, very talented. So, but anyways.
Yeah, no. Meeting voice actors are fun.
Yeah.
He could talk all day about that.
It's fun.
So going back to Inosuke, and characters, I guess I'll start it off. The character that I wanted to talk about mainly was 2 parts of kind of like one thing, and that was him being basically like a wild child kind of thing. And how he was, like, I have a negative and a positive. Because as much as I love Inosuke, he was very, very aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, if you take his backstory into account, that is a given. You know, I mean, that's like, I feel like an animal instinct kind of characteristic kind of thing. But even with that, I feel like he was very endearing with it, and it helped him, like, his character development grew immensely because of that. And it's kind of neat, because when you think of a kid growing in the wild with an animal, honestly what comes to my mind is Tarzan. And it did not go well. You know, like him seeing humans for the first time and all this nonsense.
Yeah.
But with the way that Inosuke's life was done, it was a completely different take on that, and I thought that was kind of a...
Yeah, they kind of went more of the what was the kid's name from the Wild Thornberries?
Donnie.
Donnie.
Yeah. Yeah, but even with Donnie, like, even with him, like, it was still very childlike.
Yeah.
Like, I obviously Inosuke's a child, but like baby child, like toddler child. There was no character growth on that as well, or at all. Where Inosuke, obviously showed immense character growth just with even in the first little bit of him being in the show. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm reading in the manga, and even in the manga, like, he immediately attaches himself after beating the mess out of Zenitsu, and it's like, why won't they fight me? Why won't they fight me? I took his food.
If you're really that hungry, Inosuke, go ahead and have this bowl as well.
I did this. I did that. Normally that frustrates me, you know, and it's like a challenge to him. And then it's like, oh, I'm stuck with them for life now.
That's actually really deep, you know, like, and as a young boy and coming up, and, you know, especially teenagers like that age, that's a lot of there is a lot of that. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, you know, it's the kids that want competition, that are really competitive, and so they'll do like a pseudo bully to challenge, mm-hmm. because they want that, mm-hmm. not so much because they don't like that kid, but because they want a rival. Mm-hmm. And when I seen in Inosuke too, is that the camaraderie builds from that conflict. Yeah. You know, it's like in the military, there's a lot of pranking, there's a lot of, you know, always a lot of testosterone, so there's mm-hmm. fighting, but it's just, and then all the suffering they go through together just brings them even more closer together.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was within that I, this verse in Hebrews that came to mind, and it was, it's in Hebrews 10, verse 24, and it says, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds." And then it goes on in verse 25 to say not to give up on each other, basically, is the gist of 35. And I feel like with Inosuke and his character, that's kind of how he did with, because he obviously he felt like he was the best out of all of them, but adding him to a very calm, low key, or not low key, what do you say?
A mild-tempered.
Mild-tempered, you know, character in Tanjiro, like, that kind of balanced and confused the mess out of Inosuke. Yeah. But with that, and then putting in Zenitsu, I feel like they pushed one another, and I feel like that's kind of how we are supposed to be. And I was listening to one of the episodes, I think it was our Stoner episode, you brought up Iron Sharpens Iron. And so, like, that's kind of how we are. And as Christians, like, that's how we need to be. We need to push one another. We need to call each other out, so to speak, and just kind of be like, hey, you know, I'm better than you, and then do this little sparring match, so to speak, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, and guys sometimes need that.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like someone that's more mild-mannered is less likely to really open up a lot, or sometimes they try to carry things on their own.
Yeah.
But someone like Inosuke, which I feel God intended to have these different personalities. Well, someone like Inosuke will come along and push and like, hey, just get out of your own head, and you know, just go do some training, and and just stop moping around. Let's fight or something like that. You know, where it's just they're trying to get you to grow in different ways.
Yeah.
I think another side to Inosuke was almost like he had an innocence about him, and it was that side of him where you saw with like the old lady.
Yeah.
Where you could almost tell like he was craving like just an intimate relationship. You know, not talking about intimacy as in, you know, like me and Raver Mom, you know, we're married, we have that type of an intimate relationship, but just like that one-on-one, somebody actually cares for me type relationship, because it's not going to be something he really experienced in the mountains. And I think that also speaks to how, you know, speaks more to him endearing what's coming in his life.
Yeah, and well, KT, you just mentioned scared. I did, honestly, that I can see that, where there were times where he, well, not just scared, but like confused.
Yeah, confused would probably be the better word for,
you know,
for than scared.
Especially when the older lady, you know, what she said whenever she was kind of like blessing them as they left, and it was very like, why did she do that, you know? And obviously that's because he's never had anything like that. But
well, there's also another reason, but it might be a spoiler for those who haven't seen Infinity Castle.
Go ahead.
No, for real, some of the viewers out there or listeners might not have seen it, but it's funny now that they do bring up that she blessed them on their way out, because that also has to do with that point that there's no animosity in her. There's not a drop.
Yeah.
And that actually becomes relevant in the Infinity Castle.
Yeah.
On fighting demons, because there has to be a way to remove that animosity and that killing intent, and that's the reason that Inosuke is surprised and confused by her, because Inosuke is the one who personifies instinct in the show, where it's his fighting instinct or even wild instinct, gut instinct, and the fact that he couldn't sense her coming confounds him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and I feel like that whole thing confused him. Yeah. You know, just the fact that these strangers are going to do, you know, give me food, give me clean clothes, give me medical treatment, so to speak, you know, and the fact that she was able to get a jump on him. So, you know, like,
that's a big one.
Snuck up on him. And because, I mean, wild boars, if you've ever gone boar hunting before or been around a wild boar,
they're scary.
They're scary. But they're very hard to sneak up on.
They're elusive.
They're very, I mean, because they are, I mean, listening. Their ears move around. They're very attentive to every little sound. And one little, I mean, sniff, you know, like, they like panic. I mean, they're worse than horses, I think, when it comes to that. And for him to not even sense her, I mean, kind of threw him.
Yeah, freaked him out.
You know, so.
And he's really like, he as a character is probably, out of all the wild characters, because the show has got all kinds of wild characters, you know. Yeah. They look wild, they act wild, it's wild techniques. He's probably the most different, like, out of all of them. The way he breaks his sword, it serrates them. Yeah. The way he wears the boar mask. The irony of his face being, you know.
He's the only one who uses beast breathing because he made it up.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's 100% unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
He found out about, so in the book, in the manga, he found out about the final selection and all of that on his own. So he didn't have any kind of personal trainer like Tanjiro or Zenitsu or any of them had. So he found out about all of that, and he did everything on his own because he wanted to prove that he was the best of everybody.
Yeah, didn't he beat up a trainee in the mountains or something like that?
Yeah,
that
I
he
think
heard
so.
talking about it. He just beat him up, took a sword, and left.
Yeah, he wanted to prove and that he could go up and then back down before anybody could do it and all of that. Honestly, when he first came across on the show and he had his swords, I was like, well, that's kind of a very weird way to do a sword, you know. And then they had to bring him a replacement set, and he went over and started grabbing a rock. And honestly, the swordsmith, his confused look probably matched my confused look, because I'm like, what are you doing? And then he started hammering on his sword. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it now. You did that to yourself. Like, you did that on your own. Like, that makes sense now.
Yeah, at first it looks like it's wear from combat, because if the more you use them, if you're really swinging them, you really make an impact, they will break and they will get rough like that. But no, he really likes that.
He did it on his own. I thought that was the coolest thing. I told Rev, I was like, I want a set of his swords.
With samurai katana, which is what they're not samurai, like the ninja katanas. I forgot the actual name for them.
Kichiron or Kid.
Well, they were called Nichirin swords on there, but that's not what they're called in Japanese history. I forgot what they're actually called. It's like a shorter, straight katana.
Ninja
it's not
toe,
really, something like that.
A straight one.
But with those, they are, whenever you have Mr. Haganeska talking about, always getting mad that Tanjiro's going to break the blade, that he breaks the blade, or that he was using the blade too early whenever he got the one sword from the Sun Breather.
Yeah.
And, I mean, real life, those swords are made so particular that if you were to strike at the wrong angle, you'd snap it. Because they're so fragile of a blade.
Yeah.
That if you were to be in battle and you were to swing that thing with all your might, if you did not have the blade at the correct angle, you'd chip it or you'd snap it.
Yeah.
Well, they even say that in the show, and in the manga as well. They it's kind of cool how they kind of teach that. And I loved it whenever Tanjiro went to the oh my gosh, now the town like escapes me, but it's basically the town where they make the swords.
Oh, the blacksmith village?
Yeah. So when they go there and they actually talk to him about that, and they show the swordsmith making the swords and stuff like that. I love how they added that into it, because it shows how not just delicate, but like how much effort that goes into,
skill, a lot of skill.
Yeah, to into one thing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and I mean, to think about, we were talking about metal and how you have to purify metal and stuff like that. Like, if you do it, if one wrong thing, like, it'll ruin the entire thing. So knowing even that, like, you gotta be real careful. Like, that's a lot of skill.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's insane. We watch stuff like Forged in Fire and stuff like that in the past, but to watch a real old school blacksmith on a coal forge a katana, it takes a whole different set of skill, especially if they're doing it the way they did it back in the day, because they don't quench the blade in oil, they are quenching it in water. You quench in water, that's when most blacksmiths fail, because quenching in water is not easy, it's not recommended, nobody wants to do it because it'll destroy a blade.
Yeah, it's high carbon steel.
Yeah.
But if you watch them do it the traditional Japanese way, they cool it a little bit with air. They get it to a color, they cool it a little bit with air, they air cycle it, and then they heat it up again, they air cycle it, and they put it in water.
So they gradually cool it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as they quench it in the water, the thing's as straight and as hard as anything, man.
Yeah.
It's not gonna fail. But it's nothing that they do now.
Yeah.
So the skill that goes in, the skill that they talked about in Demon Slayer is legit. And the dude being mad that Inosuke was bashing the blade with a rock,
I can imagine.
I understand it.
Yeah.
But then it's like Inosuke, why didn't you tell him you wanted serrated blades? I mean, they make custom blades for everybody else. Tell them you want a serrated blade.
Yeah.
I want a chainsaw.
I get the feeling he's not really thinking about all that.
No, it's
how much work went into it.
like, give me a sword.
Yeah. Just make another one if it breaks. It'll be all right.
But that goes into that aggressive character.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the aggressiveness of his blade, along with the aggressiveness of his character, whenever they were in the entertainment arc, in the entertainment district, and he's like, we can't cut through it with our blades. It's too flexible. And it's like, Inosuke,
now's your time to shine.
saw it, know.
That was perfect.
And that was like when his character was able to just full on shine.
Yeah.
Well,
they couldn't have done it without him.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, all of them together.
Even with when they went up on the mountain and they were doing Rui and this, like, I call them the Spider Family basically.
Mm-hmm.
There was at one point where he used one of his blades and he couldn't cut, and then he was like starting to get all upset and everything, and he's like, I can't do this, and then he's like, but I gotta do it because I'm the best, and and then he used both of his blades and he kind of like overlapped and put them together, and kind of like scissored them together, and he goes, 2 blades at once, and even in the manga, as I was reading it, I could hear his voice saying that in the show, and I'm like, yep, that's Inosuke. Yeah, so yeah. Is that it?
He makes a really good plushie too. It's for the kids.
I don't have a plushie.
No, I gotta get one of. I gotta get one of the boar's heads.
Yeah.
Raver Mom. It makes you sound like a sugar mama. Raver Mom got me we got me a car last year.
I'm out.
And we got me a car that ended up being a lemon, so we went back, and I wanted a very specific car. I wanted Japanese, I wanted a stick, I wanted all this stuff. And Raver Mom does her research, and she's like, there's a Mini Cooper out there in the lot. Why don't you go look at it? So we go out and look at it, and she's like, yeah, you want to drive it. So I drive the thing.
This is an automatic.
It's definitely not Japanese, I'll tell you that.
It's very European.
Yeah, and he is wanting a manual. He's wanting a standard, stick shift, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So he was very reluctant to go and look at this car.
I wanted a GR86.
Oh, there you go.
He also wanted a couple other ones on that lot at that time.
But he wasn't good for Christmas.
Well, the 86.
No.
But
he wasn't that good.
He didn't do his homework, so he's not getting the car.
That's right.
They had an 86 on the lot, but it was an automatic, and I was like, yeah, I don't want that thing. Yeah. Even though it was the GT and all that stuff like that, it was an automatic. I didn't like it. But she's like, you like Mini Coopers, so drive it, give it a shot.
Job?
I love the Italian job.
He does.
How did I know?
He actually does.
I used to have one of the models from the Italian job. Yeah. Same year, make, everything.
All Mini Cooper lovers like that movie.
But so I took it for a test drive. It had sport mode in it, and green mode, and regular, and the electronic manual shift thing. And so I took it out on the road. I launched it. Came back, and she's like, so, and I was like, yeah, I'm going home with this thing. Yeah.
He actually scared me because I stayed at the car lot. I was like, you take it, check it out, do you, And so he was gone for a while. Like, I kid you not, guys.
Road trip.
He scared me because I thought something happened.
The guy's like you. The guy's like you got a half an. The guy's like you got a half an hour to test drive it. And I was like, okay. So I drove down the street to a pastor friend of ours church, and I took the time to pop the hood and actually take a real good look at it.
But he scared me. I called him up. I was like, "Are you okay?"
You see an ambulance go by?
I thought, I thought, like, it scared me because the sales guy kept walking over, and he must be having fun. I'm thinking, oh God, I hope so.
There's not a whole lot of cushioning in that thing.
But well, it's a Clubman, so it's a 4-door wagon. I didn't know till after we bought it. It's discontinued, so not many of them are actually out anymore. There weren't that many sold because they weren't that popular. Because when this model came out, the Countryman came out, and the Countryman sold tons, while this model didn't sell that much because it was smaller, lower to the ground, and people are like, if we want 4 doors, we want an SUV.
Yep. There's too many for the Mini Cooper.
I guess so, but it's blue and silver, and it can be aggressive when I want it to. It can be nice and easy when I want it to. It is a very pretty looking sports car.
Are you catching on?
But
yeah, you're not taking it to the drag strip.
I name all my cars, and I was trying to figure out a name for this one, and we went through a whole bunch of different ones, and end up calling it the Hashibira.
Yeah.
Because it's very pretty, with the mask off. But whenever you knock it in the sport mode and you launch the thing, it
moves.
It's really aggressive, and it threw me back in my seat. And I was like, I wasn't expecting it out of this thing.
Yeah.
So I named it after Inosuke.
That's cool.
Yeah, I want the helmet and the set of swords and junk in the back of the car for car shows and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
gotta get it.
When I was in line, the cool thing is of course everybody's got something for Bryce to sign, right? Mm-hmm. And there was this girl there with a so if you don't know, Bryce also voices something on Attack on Titan, and this girl has a Nissan Titan truck and brought in her visor for him to sign. And I called him from the line, and I was like, dude, you are so going to have him sign a visor or something inside the car. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to take out there's a dashboard insert that's about 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
I'm going to remove the dashboard insert, have him sign it, and then clear coat the thing.
Nice.
That's really cool.
So... But yeah, I thought that was kind of an awesome, very unique idea.
Yeah, Nissan Titan, Attack on Titan. Makes sense. That's really cool.
Yep. Yeah. The best part, obviously beating Bryce, but the cool thing was he was telling you about, me being in the line. So I was like the smallest person in my spot where I was. And I texted him. I was like, hey, this is so uncomfortable. I want to leave. He goes, no, strike up a conversation, with whatever someone's wearing. I'm like, nobody is dressed up. Everybody's in regular clothes around me, right? And I'm having this texting conversation with him, and then all of a sudden, the girl next to me, who is also in a very, doesn't want to be in the line either, made a comment, and so I made a comment. So anyways, long story short, come to find out, they're from the town that I work in, and the girl's sister's boyfriend and her work at a shop that my teacher friends order drinks from all the time.
Wow. Small world.
It's a small world.
Yeah.
You would have never known unless you talked to them.
So literally the rest of the time, that was probably 30-40 minutes in. So the rest of the time we were like best friends.
I love that.
That's another cool thing about being stuck in lines like that. I mean, I have a backpack that's covered from top to bottom in buttons.
Yeah.
And there's people who will stop me just to take a picture of my backpack. It's like they don't want to see me; they want the backpack. Everybody loves taking a picture of the backpack, and then it turns into conversations about 'cause I wear a different shirt every year, and it goes into shirts, cosplay, then talk about different animes, to talking about what we do for a living, to just anything. and you
Should dress
actually
up
get to
some-
know people.
You should dress up some year.
I've wanted to. You know how much it costs to cosplay?
Mine was. Oh yeah, it does get. It racks
I
up.
was gonna say he does because he just
I
dressed
just
up.
went, yeah. But I did because it's I actually dressed up as Uroko Daki from Demon Slayer, the teacher, Tanjiro's teacher. But I did a young version of him, and if you go with just cloth, you can really cut out a lot of the pieces yourself, or find authentic Japanese wear. It tends to be even better quality. So you can have fun with it and take your time building it. You know,
Yeah.
the wig was probably the hardest part, but
Well, I've been building a steampunk outfit for like Steam Boy, that type of deal.
yeah.
And I'm still trying to find little bits and pieces everywhere.
That'll work at a Renaissance
finish it.
festival. Steampunk days.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I got the majority of it together was we did youth camp a couple years ago, and that was the steampunk was the theme.
Cool.
But yeah, now I want to do more of wanted to turn it into more of a Steam Boy type cosplay. Instead of like Sailor, which is kind of the way it's going.
Steam. When you say steam, the steam and steampunk, I don't mean steamboat.
Right?
But the
Steamliner.
half the stuff you get for like steampunk, it's also for pirates. Like the pants,
Isn't that funny?
the pants, the shirts. You
I
know,
saw some people don't
it's the
like
same thing.
steampunk as a fandom because it's kind of like a hodgepodge. It just
Well, it's supposed to be,
Throw
and
some
it's
gears on
supposed
it,
to be,
you're good.
Exactly, yeah.
it's supposed to
Goggles.
be Industrial Revolution.
yeah.
You know, and during the Industrial Revolution, that was a hodgepodge of cultures.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why it looks like that at its core.
Yeah.
But like I said, building the outfit, the pants they're called pirate pants.
Sometimes they're
Okay.
striped.
You know, and then the shirts, everything can be used for a pirate outfit.
It's like very 1800s.
Yeah.
I mean, you
So-
could also just go with overalls and a t-shirt too, like a greased up t-shirt.
Yeah.
No, that's what you
Goggles.
call grease monkey.
Yes. It's a hodgepodge of a different kind.
Exactly.
We don't talk about that on this show.
John Henry.
You guys are so hilarious. It's what's so funny though. Coachella is going on right now.
Yeah,
Don't ask me what that is because I have no idea.
it's
but
a big EDM party.
what I think is funny is there's a ton of videos of people making quote unquote Coachella outfits, and there was this one lady who her job is a baker, and so she was making her Coachella outfit, and it's got like literally hodgepodge of everything from the kitchen, from oven mitts as her skirt to pans as her bra to whisks in her hair, and I'm like, what? Like a kitchen threw up on you.
It's kind of like a weird gala thing where even celebrities are going now.
It's
Yeah.
an EDM gala. Yeah.
But a hodgepodge of everything.
Well,
That's
you showed
Coachella,
me a video.
too.
You showed me a video of a Coachella outfit failure, and it was someone who tried to weave their dress out of keychains.
Well, it was keychains and like necklaces, and
That sounds heavy.
Like, it looked heavy.
It looked
Yeah,
terrible.
Chainmail. It looked terrible.
It was. She had a like the large, like a guy's chain link necklace as like the halter piece, and I mean you could just tell. I mean she even mentioned it when I
painful.
watched it a second time that how heavy it was.
Yeah.
But like it was
Yeah, it
falling
tells you it's
apart.
heavy.
And
Yeah, it's gotta be heavy.
it was ridiculous.
Suit of armor.
And
a
it-
metal dress.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds cool. but
Pretty much. Yeah.
A metal dress.
A metal dress. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
You could hear it coming from a mile
You
away.
definitely could.
Joan of Arc.
It's the recycling bin version of Joan of Arc.
It's that reminds me of
the
that
new
movie
chainmail.
Zoolander where it's like it's all trash.
Pretty much.
Oh my goodness. So on to Inosuke.
Anyway,
Part of Inosuke's character growth, he goes from being the biggest intense wild child to opening up, kind of becoming a kid that feels the emotion, right? And I feel like that started with Rengoku's death. I feel like that was like a major turn for him. And so for my first question is in learning to feel and care for others, do you think that Inosuke lost the very thing that made him a survivor?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
I think that... I honestly think it made him more aggressive because he found something to protect.
Yeah.
And whenever you have a wild animal who gets protective over something, their aggression goes way beyond what their normal aggression is when they're trying to protect themselves. Whenever they're protecting something that they care about, that it's like, the whole whenever a kid's in trouble, a mom can lift the car type deal.
Yeah.
Whenever an animal clings onto something and wants to protect it, they get even more aggressive, and their strength intensifies, and they're more of an unstoppable force. So if anything, I think it boosted him.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What came to mind for me with this question when I was typing everything up was I want to say it was Princess Mononoke with the boars when the boar prince was killed, and the imagery of the pack of boars coming through the forest and just taking everything down. I feel like that would be more of a Inosuke style when it came to him feeling and caring for more others, for others.
Which I think is kind of it's really his human side coming forth and taking more prominence, because actual boar, if you ever go hunting and you take a boar down amongst the other boars, they really just wouldn't even bat an eyelash.
No.
They'll just keep doing what they do.
Yeah, it's like they leave.
Yeah, they don't even
kind of thing.
They don't care. But this being a human, it's like he's a boar learning to be a human almost. And it's really showing. It shows when he has these feelings come up that he's never felt. And I love that character growth in him.
Yeah, and even on his character growth, I feel like, or I what I've observed with him learning how to feel and care for others and all his character growth, he still didn't lose his boar mentality or his boar style, so to speak, his wildness. He was still, even during his affection or during his encouragements, if that's what you want to call him, aggressive.
Insults.
Yeah, his positive insults. He was still that aggressive in doing all of that as well. Okay. Are we good? Are we ready for our fun question?
Yeah.
Okay. If Inosuke ever saw a bicycle, would he try to tame it by riding it into a tree, or would he challenge it to a wrestling match for being too round?
I think he saw someone else, especially if it's Tanjiro, who he's already trying to catch up with, using it, he'd be like, "Well, I can do it better. I'm gonna go faster than you. Let's race." And Tanjiro would probably be like, "No, it's not about a race. It's just, it's fun. You gotta have fun. No, I'm gonna be the best bicycle rider ever." So that's what I think would happen.
So in other words, he thinks that he would tame it by riding it into a tree because he can make it move, but what about the brakes?
Brakes? He doesn't know that word.
Yes, he does. He breaks it on the tree.
Honestly, I don't know what. I just thought this was a funny question. I don't know what he would do, because whenever he first came into contact with the train, on the Mugen train.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a beast.
He thought it was this animal, and that he had to get something out of it and all of that. And then whenever he went into the train, I mean, honestly, even in the manga, I laughed all throughout his first initial parts of meeting the train or being in the train. We're in the belly of the beast.
He loved it, though.
He did. Yeah. He wind up, it was like a wild ride for him. Yeah. But honestly, I feel like that's how he would be. He'd want to headbutt it and
Yeah. Why is it not moving?
Right, fight me!
Totally.
What's cool?
It kind of reminds me of Encino Man a little bit. That movie where with Brendan Fraser, he's a caveman.
Pauly Shore.
Yes.
And he comes up, and he's just one of the first things he does is like this trash truck comes, and it makes almost the sound of like a mastodon would or something like that, and it's got the trash lift like horns, you know. So he's starting to fight it like with a shovel, like a spear, thinking it's a beast.
Yeah.
You know? So it's
Of course, and then you have Tanjiro in the background. Dude, it's fine. You're good.
relax.
Now I gotta watch Encino Man. Thank you.
That's one of my childhood memories.
Hey, he's gotta put food down his gullet.
Watch it with Kid Koopa. I think he would like that.
Oh, he'd
No reason
love
to
the
juice.
snot out of Encino Man.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's all my questions. The game that I left that up to you.
We could do the Pokemon battle.
Oh yeah, I heard you guys did that the other day.
Oh,
I haven't done that yet.
Do you want to do that?
Gotta show me how.
Yeah,
So-
we found this. We were doing it based off of just like finding Pokemon in the book, and then what would you think? What would you think? And I'm like, I'm sure there's a website, and we found this website where you can input the Pokemon, and it will simulate it
That's cool.
and spit out the answer and the time frame and everything.
Oh, you don't even get to pick the battle moves though.
No, it just goes.
There
up.
are-
I mean,
You
I was gonna say, there are some adjustments.
You can choose like the thing, but
That
the
would
moves
be
that they have
too
on
hard.
there are the stronger moves that they choose default. So that, and if we sat there and literally looked through all the
Look.
options and junk, we'd be here for a while.
Yeah. So how do you do it? Pass the books out?
So you take a book, he can have a book, pick your 3 Pokemon, write them down, and then pass the book on. You sure you don't want to look at that one?
You want the bigger book.
Probably these are the only ones I'd probably know.
That right there is first gen.
The only game I played was gold version.
Oh, that's still
second
like
gen, right?
second generation.
It's really all just first.
That's really all just first. That's first 151.
Wow.
So I would use either the one. I would use one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Oh, and just so you know, right now K2 is the reigning champion of this game.
Oh, by the way, I heard. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, he won. He won
In the simulators.
2 out of 6. I mean, no, 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
He won. And the only reason I won the second one is because it was who can pick the weakest Pokemon. So I knew I could win.
Wow.
I don't know. I might have you beat on that one. With that little thing right there.
You know what? I'm gonna use all first gen.
Uh-oh.
See what happens.
Well, the thing is he did. I picked Darkrai last week, and he picked Alakazam, and Alakazam whooped Darkrai's butt. It was like a 2-second battle, and like 20-something moves were made in 2 seconds, and Darkrai lost to Alakazam.
Dang.
Yeah. Okay, who's gonna go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, who do you challenge?
I challenge Raver Mom.
Why me?
Save the best for last. No, just like
Thanks.
So you're saying she's not a threat?
he was already building his team against me. I know it.
Beat him, Raver Mom.
Well, that's not fair. He saw what I had.
He saw what all of you had.
Fine.
I didn't make him.
I challenge
after
you, fearless leader. Rev himself.
that. Okay, you're challenging me. So, what's your first Pokemon?
Typhlosion. Challenge you for the right of Revdom.
The right of Revdom?
Yes.
Sorry, that title can't be taken away. Okay, and I'm going to use Sharkpedo.
Oh. What? You can't choose one. You gotta choose the one that beats mine. I see how it is. I'm learning the game as I play. See now.
Alright, let's see who wins between Typhlosion and Sharkpedo. Typhlosion loses in 28 seconds with an accumulated 6 turns between both.
A little
6
back and
attacks, yeah. 6 attacks back and forth.
6
Typhlosion
rounds.
loses. So,
Now you pick one.
alright.
So Rev 1.
You notice how he took all the names first and then looked at them and then built his
not.
team?
I did not.
Took your guys's first.
Oh,
I didn't hand mine
I'm
over.
not hitting mine next time either.
I'm going to use Mew.
So Rev 1.
You?
Mew, yep.
And I used Mewtwo.
Oh, jeez. We're going back to Pokemon, the
school.
first movie, huh?
Stalemate.
Okay.
Stalemate.
Let's see.
Knock each other out.
Let's see how this battle goes. Mewtwo loses in 40 seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, man. That was
With a
battle,
total of 3 attacks between the two of us.
How to do 40 seconds?
You know, those energy balls take a lot to go, man.
yeah,
They're like
true.
the Super Saiyans of the Pokemon world.
That's true.
Are you keeping track of who's winning and who's losing?
I am for sure.
Right now, it's just between me and him, and it's me. I technically have won, but
Yeah.
we're gonna send out the last ones anyway.
All right.
Who's your third?
Jolteon.
Okay.
Jolteon. And my last one is Toxtricity.
Interesting.
Okay, let's see how this battle goes. Jolteon loses in 49 seconds with a total of 9 attacks between both. Why couldn't I do this last week? All right, so next up is K2 versus Raver Mom. Raver Mom, what's your first?
I'm not picking first gen again. They're
My-
inferior.
My we told you to get the bigger
I
book.
know.
My first is Hoopa. And it said Unbound next to it. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, it does. It's a form. You got confined and unbound. All right, K2, what's your first?
Pungor, Pungoro.
You don't even know the name of it?
No.
Pungor?
Yeah, Pungor. Yeah, that's it.
It's not coming up in
What
here.
kind of a fan are you?
I think that was it.
What kind of name is that?
I don't know. That's what
He made it up. He wins.
Pungor's not coming up, dude.
Okay, so skip that one then.
Okay.
Talonflame.
That one should be in here.
That one should be in there.
All right, let's see how this goes. It's going to be Hoopa Unbound versus Talonflame. Hoopa loses in 20 seconds, a total of 12 attacks.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What is it? Oh
That's the one
yeah,
right
Pan, not you, Pun, yeah,
Is it Pangoro?
yeah, Pangoro, yeah,
Pangoro.
Pangoro.
Okay, so you want that
She
to be
knew.
your next one?
Yeah, that'll be the next.
What?
You knew the right Pokemon.
Pangoro.
You're the real fan.
I lost. Apparently, I'm not that real.
What's your second?
Mine?
Yeah.
Phantom. I'm a little disappointed in Hoopa.
I would have thought Hoopa would have won.
Me-
Yeah,
That one's
same.
really daggum aggressive. All right, so Phantom versus Pangoro. Phantom loses in 45 and a half
What?
seconds with a total of 7 attacks between the two.
You don't have set to like auto lose.
No.
We want to kind of switch.
What's your third?
Beedrill.
Of course. What's yours?
Runnericus. RUNERGUS.
Okay, so Beedrill versus Runerigus. Beedrill loses in 51 seconds with a total of 20 plus attacks.
Oh, you still got more. Keep using them.
I'm done.
Don't you got 2 knocked out and 1 is still alive? He's got 2 still alive, right?
Oh,
Or
so
he still
take
don't do
my
that
third one and try to beat one of his other
That's
ones.
how the game works, right?
That's not the way we were doing it. I mean, because what, I knocked out all 3 of yours?
Yeah.
You knocked out all mine too.
So, I've knocked out all 3 of yours.
Yeah, so there's no way I could keep fighting.
So, I mean, if you want to put him up against the his other 2, I don't care. Why not? Let's do it.
He might still come back.
Give me one of your guys that's still alive.
Pangor then.
Pangoro.
Okay, we're going to see if Raver Mom's Runarigus can beat Pangoro. Alright, and Pangoro wins with 51 seconds and a total of 13 attacks.
Can't stop him.
So, Raver Mom has been defeated.
That's okay.
Now we're going to put the 2 second placers against each other first, or the 2 first placers against each other?
Do the 2 second placers.
Okay. So that's you versus Raver Mom.
Are we getting new?
That makes me third place. That would make us third place, wouldn't it? Whoever wins gets third place.
Yeah, whoever wins gets...
Are we picking new characters?
I wasn't planning on it.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Okay, so what's going to be your first Techs-Mechs?
Typhlosion.
Typhlosion. What's your first Raver Mom?
Phantom.
Oh, he's gonna get smashed. Mine is.
Alright, so Typhlosion versus Phantom. Typhlosion wins in 17 and a half seconds with a total of 10 attacks. Alright, what's your second Techs-Mechs?
Jolteon. Strike first, no mercy.
Oh, Lord. What's your second Raver Mom?
Runner.
Runarigus. And there we go. Jolteon loses in 51 seconds with a total of 20 plus turns.
Yeah, he's a ground
or 21 plus attacks.
Wow, I'm surprised it went that long.
Yeah.
He's a ground type.
Alright, so you guys are tied so far. What's your next one, Techs-Mechs?
What was my last one?
Oh, you did Mewtwo.
Mewtwo, yep.
I'm gonna lose.
And who you having going against him, Raver Mom?
Koopa Unbound.
Ooh. That's psychic too, ain't it?
Yeah. Okay, Mewtwo versus Hoopa Unbound. Mewtwo loses in 7.5 seconds with a total
That's
of
an
5
upset.
attacks between the two.
Mewtwo lost?
Yep.
Yeah, they nerfed him ever since the movie came out.
Wow.
Yep.
I should have picked Sunkern.
Okay, so what's your last one that's still walking?
Typhlosion's still up.
Typhlosion's still up.
I beat the whole game with him.
Okay, Raver Mom, who do you want to put up against Typhlosion?
Runner.
Runarigus.
I'm not saying his whole name.
That's a good nickname.
You can call him Runner. Shut up.
Typhlosion wins 42 seconds with a total of 1 attack.
Whoa.
Good job.
Critical hit.
I'm honestly kind of shocked.
Yeah.
1 attack.
1 attack.
That's insane.
He's tired. He was almost dead. He had like 3 HP.
All right.
So he had 1 more left.
All right, Rev and K2.
All right.
All right, who are you picking first?
Let me see. Let me write this down real quick. Fourth is Techs-Mechs. No.
Third.
Yeah.
Third. Yeah, he's fourth.
Well, if you do it off of 3 rounds, then he's fourth, and I'm
Okay.
third.
Raver Mom is third.
If not, then we're tied at 2 and 2.
Well, I think she still had Pokemon to exhaust, didn't she?
Yeah, I had Phantom.
Yeah, so it's got to
I
be
thought
Typhlosion.
Phantom lost.
No, Phantom won.
Yeah. I think so.
I had it's either that one or Hoopa. I had 2 still in.
Hoopa is still running.
Oh well, then that was yeah.
So Typhlosion versus Hoopa.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
All right, let's
That's the
see
psychic
what
type.
happens.
Well, that's how we're doing this. Okay.
Okay, Typhlosion versus Hoopa.
Unbound.
Typhlosion wins.
Dang.
39.5 second battle with a total of 8 attacks.
So the shots, they're all knocked out now.
So now Raver Mom's in fourth. And then Techs-Mechs is in third.
Beginner's luck.
She's usually the one who wins all the games.
Oh,
I win trivia.
it's always the first time for everything.
Listen, I don't care.
Well, aren't you just a glass half full kind of
I'm trying
guy?
to stay positive, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Positive, I won.
All right. So it's me versus K2. And you want me to call out first?
Yep, call out first.
Absolutely,
All right.
K2.
I'm gonna
Don't give him an edge.
I'm gonna do Toxtricity.
I'll go with Talonflame.
All right. Toxtricity versus Talonflame. Let's see what happens. Toxtricity wins 41.5 second battle, 1 attack.
Oof.
Ouch. All right. What's your second, K2?
Beedrill.
Beedrill. I'm going to put Beedrill up against Sharkpedo. Alright, Sharkpedo versus Beedrill. Sharkpedo loses in 38.5 seconds with a total of 10 attacks.
Wow, okay.
All you had to do was go underwater.
Alright, I'm going to bring out Mew. And what's your third dude?
Pangor.
Pangoro. Pangoro versus Mew. Mew wins in 50 seconds with a total of 3 attacks.
A lot of charging.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then if I pull out Beedrill again.
Okay, Beedrill. Okay. And we are going to put Beedrill against... Did you beat Toxtricity?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, I'm going to put Beedrill against Toxtricity.
Yeah.
And Toxtricity loses in 39 seconds with a total of 5 attacks.
All right.
Yeah.
So now it's Beedrill against Mew.
Yep.
Final battle.
Dun, dun,
Fight.
dun. And Mew wins in 49
Yeah.
seconds with a total of 4 attacks.
That was close.
So, wow. Rev actually won a game.
So that's all.
I'm excited. I haven't won a game in 2.5 seasons.
Well Well done.
I have not
Well done,
won a
simulator.
game ever. Wow, this is what you guys feel like?
Be on top of the podium.
So, Rebs in first place, K2 in second, Techs-Mechs in third, and Raver Mom in fourth. All right, if everyone is at peace, let's close in prayer. Father God, I thank you for allowing us to do this ministry, Father God, and to be able to come together and talk about you and your word, Father God, and everything that you have done for this world and that you keep on doing in such a unique way. God, I pray that as we continue forward in our lives, that we keep our own character into account, that we look to our favorite characters in anime and comic books and movies, and we look at the positives and we look at we look at their character and maybe see how we can build our character up and to continue moving forward in your ministry, Father God. That we can use our aggression for good and not just for the sake of aggression or anger. That we can endure all of our circumstances and everything that we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, thanks for hanging out with us on Rev's Otaku Talk. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook at Rev's Otaku Talkers and on X at Rev's Otaku Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment, leave a review, and share your favorite anime and God moments with the community. Also, check out Rev's Otaku Shop to grab some awesome merch, and don't miss out on a bag of Rev's Con Kohi coffee. The link is in the description below. Until next time, keep your anime collection strong and your faith stronger. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever. Goodbye!
Take
See
care,
you
all.
guys.
Bye.
No hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby.
To Naruto, God speaks in ways you didn't know. Stories rise like rising sun. We break them down one by one. Chew, this ain't just hype, it's revelation. Anime with holy inspiration. Otaku life with transformation. Faith and fandom, no limitation. It's Revs! Otaku Talk! From JoJo's post to Spirit Lead, we laugh, reflect, and plant that seed. It's Revs! Otaku Talk! So hit that play, don't walk away. Let's geek and grow in Jesus' way. O-T-A-K-U, talking truth in all we do. Revs crew, rolling through. Faith meets fandom just for you.
Otaku.